Alrighty. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to Ingram Orchids and More. I'm Kathryn, and today I have a super special video for you guys. We are doing a house tour, well, orchid tour.
But they live here.
Yes, an orchid tour of Sandy's collection. And I know you guys know her. She is the owner of Pato Casero. And if you've been to the Palmer Orchids open houses, you know that she's a vendor there, and she's got the best pots ever. And she does really cool orchid art. So definitely reach out to her. She's on Instagram. I'll make sure to put her information in the bio below. But we have something very fun for you today. We're gonna see her orchid collection, how she grows stuff, and what she's totally into, because her tastes are a lot different than mine, but I am infatuated with what she grows. So let's check it out. Would you like to begin, my dear?
Oh, I mean, we are here with the Neos. We could start with them.
Okay.
I'm very protective of them, so they have their own special little setup. Plus, I really like to have them displayed. This table is great for that.
Yes.
Most of the pots I make myself. It is really hard to find neopots in the typical size that you find. I've seen some people making them, but usually they're pretty large. But with these little itty bitty little neos, you know, you buy them 1, 2, 3 fans at a time. These little pots just seem to be a much better fit, at least for showing them. And most of these are slab built, so you potters out there, you know slab building takes a little bit longer than working on the wheel. And they're always a little bit wobbly, but I kind of like them like that. Some I bought from other potters, like this one I love. This is from Joanna, from Joanna's Orchid Pottery.
I love you, Joanna.
I know, I love her too.
She's got the cutest dog too.
And then this one is from an Etsy seller named Rodion Present.
That is so cute. I like how natural it looks too.
Yeah, and it's so smooth. It's like a very fun little tactile party.
So would you say that this is glazed, or what? How would you describe
glazed,
that?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
that is
inside
so
and
cool.
out, but it's, you know, it has a nice big hole on the bottom for the Rudies.
Oh.
And, you know, this gorgeous cutout, which I just love this.
That is so cool. So which Neofinetia is this? So I know
This is Chiteno, so I think it's, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it supposedly means red emperor, I think. It has a really beautiful white flower with kind of a light pink flush on the petals and sepals, and then the spur is like this bright magenta with sometimes a little green tip at the bottom. This one has the best fragrance out of all the Neos, in my opinion. I do come out here and huff them in the middle of the night when they're all blooming, and it's amazing.
That's amazing. So are they fragrant at night primarily, or are they kind of sporadic?
No, they're very night fragrant. They're not fragrant at all during the day unless you catch them like early in the morning when it's still cool outside. That's when you can usually get a little whiff during the day, but usually once the sun goes down and it cools off, they start releasing this really beautiful smell that's like kind of like a little bit of powdery jasmine, honeysuckle, a little bit of vanilla, maybe like heliotrope if you've ever smelled that.
Ooh.
Just lovely. I'm obsessed with them. I actually am a huge fragrance freak, and I spent many weeks hunting down in many forums what perfume out there could possibly smell like the Neofinetia. And I did find one. Ironically, it is called Orchid Soleil by Tom Ford. It has been discontinued, but I did find a bottle, and yes, I did buy it.
Ooh.
And it sure does smell like them,
Oh
with a little bit of sunscreen.
Oh my gosh.
But 10 out of 10, love the fragrance. Highly recommend if you can get your hands on it.
Keep it forever.
It's really good. The bottle's really pretty. This one is
that.
fun.
Oh my gosh, and it's variegated. Look how cute that is. You guys, this flower is so tiny. I'm hoping the camera picks this up, you guys. But they're just so delicate.
They're on their way out, these guys. But this is Koto. I got this from Bloomin' Incel or Tai Hanajima Orchids. Just love it.
And this is, you grow all of your Neofinetias in sphagnum moss?
More or less, yes.
Because they kind of like to stay on the
more
moist side. And tree fern, y'all, you know how Tristan and I feel about tree fern. It's really easy to grow in and keeps it moist.
But typically they're grown in these moss mounds that are hollow, and they have these the holes in the bottom of the pot, which is a traditional design, so you can reach up in there and feel if the mound is dry or wet from the inside out, so you know your roots aren't rotting.
Brilliant. I love that.
I know. I really want to go to the Neofinetia show in Japan, but it's a long trip. It's a long trip with a heavy price tag, and I know I would be trying to buy plants.
So to get her to Japan, you guys need to follow her on Instagram and buy all of her pots. And we're gonna start a GoFundMe for Sandy so she can go, and then she'll bring us back Neofinetias. How about that?
I just need to buy less plants for like a year, and then I could probably go. But will I do that?
Good luck with that.
Yeah. Can I do that? I don't know.
No, because we're already back from Redlands, and we bought plants since then.
all of those.
So for new people who may have never seen Neofinetias before, like, do they stay about this size? Do they grow taller? Do they get bushier? Like, say a little bit about Neofinetias and how they work and what made you so interested in them, besides the fragrance, of course.
Typically they do stay pretty small. So like this is just a little single fan, but like most Vandas, these are mini Vandas, or they used to be called Neofinetia. I think now they're called Vanda falcata. But they do grow in multiple fans. So here's a really nice, big, juicy one.
I love how juicy. Look at those
big
root tips, y'all. She knows what she's doing. That is so cool. Very bushy. I love that.
They respond really well to the rainwater. I recently learned that my water is softened, and I couldn't figure out where all my root tips were going because I thought I had reverse osmosis water. I didn't.
Oops. So when you fertilized, it got a little hot?
Even without the fertilizer, when I was just doing flushes, they would burn. Like you can see on some of these guys. Like here, he's kind of burnt.
Oh.
And this one as well, but he made a new one.
Hey, I think we've all been there. And I don't think anybody thinks about testing water until, you start growing plants and
fussy plants.
Fussy plants. High maintenance queens.
Yes, they grow in multiple fans, so they just continue getting bushier and bushier. Here's another example of a really big one that's just kind of doing its thing.
Look at all those roots, you guys. And this is just in a cedar wooden basket?
Yep.
Very cool. I love that. Looks happy.
She's doing pretty good. She has not bloomed for me, but that's okay.
It's all right.
I like their shape and their fun leaves.
So you are in South Central Florida like me. So on this porch, would you say what's your sun situation like?
They get direct light until about noon.
Okay.
So the hottest part of the day, they're covered and they get really, really, really bright shade, but they get direct sun pretty much all morning, especially in the summer. During the winter, I actually move them out here because the sun stops coming in here.
Gotcha.
And I want to keep them as active as possible so I get a lot of flowers. Like most Vandasias, they do like a lot of light, but not too much direct light. They burn just like any other plant, or they kind of get discolored. I haven't noticed any Thai crud. Like I know a lot of other Vandas are really prone to spotting and Thai crud like that.
Oh yeah.
These guys really don't seem to have that issue. At least mine don't. As far as what got me into them, I have a long history with being obsessed in and out of all different varieties of Japanese culture. And then, I got into orchids and I learned that there were more than just Phalaenopsis. Yes. And it was all over from there. And once I was like, ooh, Google, are there any orchids native to Japan? And there sure were. And not only were they, a really big deal over there, they're niche. Basically all of my intense interests are very niche, and this is like an orchid subculture within the orchid subculture. And they smell amazing, and you can have a ton of them because they're all really little.
Mm-hmm. Because real estate's at a premium when you grow orchids.
Yes. And they're great if you live in an apartment or have not a big growing space, because you can have so many of them so close to each other.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many of them I have. I have not counted. But I do have a couple duplicates of both the wild type Neofinetia, which is just white and green, And then everybody else kind of has different color forms. So this is Kibana. So she's actually like a really beautiful golden yellow when she blooms. Spur and all. It has the long spur. Everything is this like beautiful sunshine yellow. And it smells a little bit sweeter, I've noticed, than some of the other Neofinetia that I have.
Gosh, that is so cool.
But I love her. She's bloomed for me once. I hope she'll bloom for me again this year.
I love that. And so would you say that depending on, I mean, obviously there are species and hybrids, so would you say that they bloom kind of once a year? Have you gotten one to bloom multiple times in a year, or? Actually,
yes. Sometimes they bloom off and on throughout the year. I really don't know what I'm doing that makes them do that.
They're just happy.
Yeah, like this guy gave me 2 spikes this year, and he's about to pop out another one of just 2 flowers.
Oh my gosh.
So that'll be the 3rd spike this season.
Right there, that's the spike, guys. If you can see, it's so tiny you can't even tell, but these brown twiggy things are where it has bloomed before.
And this one is bubblegum pink.
Bubblegum pink, I love it.
So cute.
Love it already.
Her name is Benny Suzume.
And I love these pots, y'all. If you know, she's kind of started me into miniature orchids too. So that Dendrobium moniliforme she gave me as a gift, that's in one of these style pots. Oh my gosh, it looks like a cauldron to me and I love it. It is so cool. And then what's funny is Naoki. Do you know Naoki? He is a part of the Venice Orchid Society, and he gave me other clones of moniliforme. He just gave me Tristan. Yes.
When did this happen? This is new information.
I know, but I'll have to show you the names. But he gave me 2 Kikis, and I'm like, oh, he was very obsessed with them. And so Naoki, if you're watching,
I want to meet him.
He's your guy. He's got the cool stuff. So.
Let's hang out for real.
Yes.
I have so many feelings about these plants. I need to talk about them.
Yes, absolutely. So Naoki, if you're watching, we love you. Thank you. And we'll be talking to you about all this stuff because it's an obsession.
I have a couple Den moniliformes out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 now.
That's pretty good. I had 0 and now I have 5.
You're welcome.
Yes. She gave me 1. I got 2 at Redlands and then got gifted 2. So that, y'all, they replicate very quickly when you're obsessed with orchids.
And they're not as expensive as Neos either. So a lot of these Neos, some of them were, you know, $25 and some of them were, you know, $150. It just depends. This one is a really interesting variety. It's not blooming, so it looks the same as all the other ones, but this is Majishage, and when she blooms, instead of 1 nectary spur, it has 3. So it's almost like the flower grew 3 of them and then didn't separate, and it just makes this insane shape. This is supposed to be a dark red color. I'm really excited to see what it's going to look like when it blooms. Got this from Bloomin' Cell as well. Thank you, Mr. Makoto, if you're out there watching.
We love you.
We love you. I'm obsessed with you. Thank you for gifting me this plant at my very first Tamiami. She has bloomed for me every year since, and she's on her way to producing some more canes.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Love her. This is Den moniliforme Sukimaru, and I just love her, and it gives me, you know, a nice special memory to think of whenever I see that plant, especially when it blooms. And they're fragrant.
Yes.
The flower's tiny.
Yes. And it's rewarding when somebody gives you a free plant and you're like, it's still alive.
Yes. So I always keep any plant that somebody gives me, even if it's like barely alive, I'll never get rid of it.
Exactly.
So I'm like,
these are my kids.
These are my friendships.
Please.
I have to keep them alive.
I have to keep them alive. Well, this is really cool. So this is the Neo corner. I love it. I love it. This, y'all, get you some Neos and reach out to Sandy if you're equally as obsessed, if not more.
I don't know if that's possible.
But these are so cool, you guys, and I will see if I have pictures of these varieties so you guys can get an idea, because they're so tiny. I mean, these flowers are teeny weeny, so we definitely want to showcase the flowers too. So
You have a very large folder of reference images.
yes. Yes, we wouldn't want anything less.
Not all of them are of my plants, but I thoroughly research vendors and what the flower looks like, because as much as I do love the foliage, I do really love the flowers a lot, and if I can get any kind of interesting variation on what they look like, I'm gonna try to get it.
Exactly. And we grow orchids for the flowers, man, so it's hard work. It's our investment.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
all right, the Neo corner, you guys. Love it.
I wish this guy was blooming. He's great. That's a really big loose sneery that I got from Banyang Orchids, and it smells
amazing.
Incredible.
Love it.
It smells almost even better than the Neofinetia. I think just because the flowers are a little larger and there's more of them, it's more powerful.
This is massive.
It was a great buy. I got that when I went out for Redlands, not this past Redlands, but the one before, so 2023. And they don't show at Redlands, so we made sure to stop by the nursery.
Yes. And this is a really cool pot that it's in too. I love that.
That is one of their pots.
I love that.
I love their stuff. I always get a pot whenever I'm over there.
Lord, could you imagine if everything bloomed at once? Your lanai would just smell impeccable.
My dream.
Make your own Neofinetia fragrance.
You know, that would be really hard. I don't know enough about.
We just have dreams, and then we just need to know a person who can do it for us.
Honestly, yeah, and has access to all those chemicals that I'm gonna need to synthesize the smell of them. There's a whole book on how to do that, and all of their chemical breakdowns, it's crazy. It's called The Scent of Orchids. Very fascinating read, and a beautiful coffee table book if that's your bag.
Yes, and that makes me think of Claudette all the time. So Claudette, if you're
her.
watching, you're my fragrance queen.
Yes,
we love you.
Love you. Incredible. Amazing.
Very cool.
Shall we
venture out?
There?
Let's go.
She's almost done.
Encyclia, Cindy,
Actually,
Adina
it's not Cindy.
But it's not. Haha, so...
It's Sol Esperanza.
Sol de Esperanza. Yeah. So, things happen at nurseries where things get mistagged. So, she ended up getting a Sol de Esperanza, which ends up smelling a lot. It's a lotta crossed with Bifoliate, I believe is how you say it, but it smells amazing, so we forgive it. But you guys, look how tall this spike is, and it starts at the bottom, and I swear this spike is about what, 3.5 feet tall. Woo! It's tall.
It had 94 flowers on it. I counted
94. So
it's amazing.
Encyclia is pretty good, and I mean that's still a young Encyclia plant, so that's pretty impressive.
Crispy. Nice little snack.
Yes.
Love her. This is Dendrobium nobile Supermodel Fancy.
Ooh.
I have never seen her anywhere else other than at Palmer, and it was the only one that I saw. I was really scared somebody was going to tell me, actually, you can't buy that.
Ooh.
Which would have been fine. I just would have cried a little.
Yes.
Because the blooms are just absolutely stunning.
What color is it?
They're mostly white with like a faint pink flush, and then the throat has like these very delicate like maroon burgundy like veining on it.
Oh my gosh.
It's really pretty. And it's like that beautiful, fuzzy, super fragrant Nobile form that everybody loves.
Ooh.
She's getting a little maybe too much sun. She's got some burn marks, but
that's okay.
Lots of kikis.
They can get acclimated to pretty much full sun, and you got this in lava rock.
Yeah, I just took it straight out of the pot and then dumped it in there with some lava rock.
That's perfect, because the tall canes, they get so top heavy. They need some security.
Yes. I've had a lot of accidents with very leggy tall Dendrobium.
Yes, so it is what it is. But Nobiles are really cool. Awesome.
And this is my big.
Y'all,
Everybody is.
She worked on this, what, for weeks?
For several weeks, yes.
It's a lot.
I dug up the ground. I laid all the bricks. It was a lot of trips to Lowe's.
Yeah.
But totally worth it. I think it's really amazing to have everything all in one place. So when I'm watering, I can just kind of go down the line.
Yes.
And my partner bought these grids for me for my birthday or maybe Christmas.
Woo.
They were originally on the inside, but there's not enough light in there, so I rehung them all by myself.
This is perfect. Oh my gosh. Let's see if the light can catch this. Just, oh, this is so cool. And this is the first time I've seen it in person, so I'm like watching it for the first time with you guys.
Oh, I forgot that you hadn't seen it yet.
Yeah, this is so cool. I've only seen it in pictures, so this is amazing, you guys. She like totally leveled this out and built benches with cinder blocks. And is that pressure treated wood?
It is.
Yes.
And liquid nails.
And liquid nails. And a lot of blood, sweat, and tears.
And a lot of broken nails.
Oh.
A lot of broken nails.
Hashtag worth it.
It was so worth it.
Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. And it makes it easier to keep up with the collection when everything is nice and organized. So that's awesome.
Yes.
What's your favorite thing out here?
Oh, that's a really hard question. Favorite? I can give you something that I like.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think
well, obviously they're all your favorites.
My Neos are my favorites.
Yes.
But, some of the stuff that I'm really interested in, I haven't seen bloom yet. Like, this is, I believe, Labiata Cerulean.
This one up here on the cork?
This one.
Right there.
Yeah, because Labiata Cerulean is the small white one with the dark purple veining on the lip,
yes.
right? Okay, so this is Labiata Cerulean.
Very cool. How long have you had that one?
Maybe about a year. It actually came from the same place that this one came from. This is a Warneri alba. That I bought from one of my neighbors, actually. She was winterizing her collection and she didn't want to deal with a lot of these larger plants to bring them in and out. So I was like, oh, that's a pretty white flower. I had no idea what it was. And she was like, yeah, you can buy it.
Ooh.
And so I did. And now I have told several people about it in my collection. And they're like, oh, you have one? You found one? I'm like, yes. So it's weird when you end up with something that you just kind of think is cool and then other people seem to be really passionate about that particular plant. So it's been nice to talk to people in our local society and like other customers that you see out and about at nurseries and ask them, you know, what's your favorite plant? What are you growing?
Mm-hmm.
What's something you're looking for? Something you covet?
Yes. People will share in the addiction.
Yes. We enable each other.
This is so cool. And I love how like all of your Cattleyas are the most perfect shade of green.
Oh, thank you.
Like that's letting me know you're getting enough light on everything. Like this is great, you guys. Like don't freak out if your Cattleya leaves are like lime green, that dark lime green color. Your plant's still healthy, but you may not see it bloom. So just get it a little bit more light and it'll lighten up the green color for you. But this is impeccable. I am like, the Time Life, Cattleya Time Life.
Yes, her flare is, or is it a splash or a flare?
So I would say a splash flare, I think synonymous, honestly, but that is just beautiful. I love this. I would say at the petals here, that's a flare, like a magenta little flare there. But
it's becoming more and more pronounced as like each day goes on.
I love this plant, you guys. This is insane. We showcased this in the the spring open house. I think we got this.
That's where I got it.
Yeah, because we got the same division or the same division of a plant. And it was just, that plant is massive, you guys. You can go back to that video and see that plant in action, but it's just an impeccable Cattleya. Definitely need it in your collection.
It's a good one and it smells so good.
Oh.
Different from a lot of my other ones. It's very, well, let me take a sniff. It's rosy, but it has such a full-bodied smell that it's almost like you can taste it. Is that weird?
Oh, yes.
Like, you can taste it.
It's all the senses coming together as one. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. And you have a Dendrobium sanderay.
Oh yeah, that. I mean, my name's Sandy. I have to.
You have to.
It's against the law to not have that.
Mine and this is which one? This is
Luzonica.
May I touch your tag?
Oh, yes, you may.
Okay, you got to ask for consent, you guys. Dendrobium sanderay, variety Luzonicum, crossed with Sib, variety Major. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is a really pretty white flower, and ours just finished blooming. It bloomed for a long time. So when you has yours bloomed yet?
Yes, it was blooming when I bought it, and it stayed in bloom for almost a month after that.
Dude, it's insane. It's incredible. I'm looking at all the goodies.
Oh, this is my Neofinetia. I noticed that it was spiking. I'm very excited.
Boop,
So
boop, boop.
I'm super excited to smell it when it blooms.
Ooh,
if it doesn't
you
get eaten by
guys.
anything.
Looks like a little asparagus.
You know, they grow
I
out
love
of the
it.
ground just like, it's like
Onions?
yeah, no, they just look like asparagus already formed, just like
Yes.
sticking out of the ground like fingers.
Oh my gosh. I love encyclias. Phoenicia, you're gonna love how that smells. It smells just like chocolate. Oh, so good.
This is Josh.
Hello, Josh. I've heard so much about you.
He is Bifoliate auratum cultivar Josh.
It's just you got a really exotic name and then Josh.
Josh. I love him. He's
Hey,
great.
Josh.
He just finished blooming. This was his second bloom this season. He might have more on the way. I'm not sure.
Is he stanky?
No, it doesn't really smell like anything, which I was surprised by and frankly a little disappointed. I
Yeah.
like the bad smells too.
The bulbos have the hype of just smelling like ooh,
Stanky.
stanky because
Oh
they.
yeah.
You
I
know.
think there's another spike coming
Oh,
right there.
very cool. You'll have to report back to us.
I have pictures of it.
Very cool.
They it has this like gooey, like clear kind of like jelly on it. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know if that's to like
The happy sap.
I truly do not know what it was because it fully coated each flower on the little turkey tail here.
Probably to you know attract those moths.
I guess. It was real weird when I touched it and I was like, ooh,
Ooh, you're sticky.
ooh, brother, what's that?
Oh, I'm just looking at this pretty girl.
I can't wait till she opens. This is Guatatam.
Oh, you guys. For all my encyclia fans out here, this is just the most spectacular purple. Like, it's just amazing. It's got a cute little yellow nose, you guys. I love it. And it smells good.
Yeah, it smells really good. I smell it every morning when I'm out here watering.
I love them. And have you had a lot of success with them being mounted?
Yeah, most of these... Actually, I did mount some of these. Like, I mounted those, I mounted the Dendrobiums. But yeah, as long as you give them enough water, I mean, you can feel like you can never overwater anything that's mounted.
Yeah.
I usually will just turn my hose on, stick it up on that Vanda thing over there, and then just like walk away
Yeah.
for a while.
Oh my gosh. This is cool.
Oh, Cattleya Benin. That's her
Ooh.
The tag's on the back. I
Everybody
think,
wants this plant, you
but
guys.
it's cool.
It's like if you have Amethysta glossa and then you're like, I want something similar, I'm gonna get Benin.
I got both.
I need both of them.
I think this is Benin. Let me double check that.
Summer Spot and Lulu, that's Benin.
Yep.
And it's a 4N, you guys. It's gonna have a big flower.
Yes, she does have big flowers. When I got her, she only had 2, and now it looks like she's gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Ooh, that's exciting.
There's all kinds of ants in there eating the sticky dew.
That's all right. We like ants.
No, they keep the thrips away.
You got buds on all these.
I know, that's my
Is that your blue lid?
No, that one died.
Oh no!
That was part of the great microwaving
Oh.
of 2023.
Whoop. Whoop.
So yeah, if you have a little greenhouse in Florida for when it gets kind of cold in the winter and you sleep in one day and you forget to open it until 1:30 in the afternoon and it's in the direct sunlight, your plants are not going to be happy.
It was an easy bake oven moment.
Yeah. I think they all survived except for that one. I also did lose a really nice blue summerfowl from Blue Ridge Orchids, I believe. I was really bummed about that. But
Rest in pieces.
yeah, rest in peace, rest in power.
Yes.
But
We will rebuild.
we will rebuild, which I have not repurchased those. But I did get this Tetraspis cerulean. She survived. So her leaves look a little funky, but she's still pumping out flowers. And it's been a little over a year, I think, since that happened.
Hey, If you're blooming, you're all right. I love all this. Is this one of your anosmums or Parisiae up here? What is this?
That is, I don't have a Parisiae. That is a phyllum.
A phyllum? Cool.
And then I have another phyllum next to it in that green square pot.
Ooh.
But the one on the long stick is anosmum, and it's like a blush color with a dark throat.
Oh, and you... No, those smell good.
It has not bloomed for me again. I actually thought it was dead because I was like, oh, no water from Thanksgiving to Valentine's Day? No problem. I didn't give it enough water.
Oops. Just a little bit of water.
I didn't give it any because I was like, I'm going to have a lot of flowers.
Oops.
Oops. I killed her.
Yeah, the winter rest things are fun. And I see you have a Florida native, Encyclia tempensis. I love it.
I think Tristan actually gave me that.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, I think so.
We're just swimming in them. So you get a tempensis, you get a tempensis.
It's popped out 3 spikes for me. This one, somebody ate it.
Oh no.
But that's okay.
Do you have deer in your neighborhood, or?
I don't know how they would get in here unless they jump the fence.
Well, they jump our fence, so I don't know. I guess it depends on how hungry they are.
It was probably a squirrel or thrips. The thrips have been pretty vicious this season.
I hate them.
Yes.
I hate them. We don't.
I don't
like
know
them.
what purpose they serve in the food chain, but somebody needs to.
No, eradicate them now.
All my little SVO seedlings are up here.
Dude, SVO, Fred Clark, udabomb.com. Very cool. Oh, anything exciting?
That is Green Hornet. She has finished blooming, I believe, but she's sprouting off 2 new fans.
Ooh, go off.
Yeah.
Love that.
Ooh. Crispy, crunchy. Ooh.
That's kind of my favorite too, is like after they're done blooming, I'm like, ooh, cut the spike and it's all crinkly. Orchid ASMR, y'all.
You go, yes. Here's a bloom to Trespass Chunfong. This is one that you gave me.
Ooh! She's doing so good. She's so happy here.
She has been doing very well.
I got another spike back there too. That's cool. And another one. One, 2, 3. How cool. Go off. I love it. You got the final blue. That one is really pretty. If you're like, anybody's a fan of blue in Orchid world, she pretty and she sparkle in the sunlight.
She does. It is actually like one of the few that I have that does actually have like that an actual blue hue to it. Because most of the time they're just like a violet color.
Yeah.
But that one actually does have some blue. Do I have any other ones that have like blue?
Miss Denard.
Miss Denard, she does have some blue. This is her. This is Miss Denard.
So this is the replacement pot from the accident.
Yes.
We were FaceTiming each other and you just hear
Crash.
and crash. She's okay. Everybody's good. But yeah, original pot.
Toast.
Can do a mosaic piece with that.
It was being held together by a zip tie anyway, so
It is what it is.
I was just being extra thrifty.
And this one was fun. I told her that Palmer's was bringing that to a show in January, and I was like, you need to get there ASAP. Get that plant. It is good. And she did.
Yeah, I was a vendor, so I was able to like catch them as they were coming in to set up, and I was like, hey, I heard that you have this thing that I want. May I purchase it?
Take my money.
Just throw money.
Yes. It was awesome.
It was a
highly coveted plant, y'all.
Very, very worth it. I have been looking for one for a while, and I did not expect to ever have the opportunity to buy one that was this large.
Yeah.
And the flowers are absolutely spectacular. They're like the size of a
They're
dessert
massive.
plate. Yeah,
like they're the corsage Cattleya size.
And very fragrant. It kind of, this is weird, but if you go to Michael's a lot, how it kind of smells like a little bit like cinnamon.
Yes.
I think it smells like a Michael's.
Michael's the craft store. I love that. I know what that store smells like, so.
I have a lot of Cerulleas.
Yeah, she is a blue queen.
I do love blues.
She collects all the blues. And it has to be a specific blue. Just gotta knock your socks off.
Yeah, like...
And consider her socks off.
They're fully off, gone. But who do I have over here? This is Intermedia Cerulean. Her flowers are amazing. She's doing really well. She's got 3 new canes coming, I think.
I love that. That's really pretty.
Or pseudobulbs.
And that's grand blue. Ooh. That one's really blue.
It got munched by my cat.
Oops.
Last time it bloomed, he had a little snack. It's fine.
It's all good.
I just moved it outside.
It's all good.
You
have a Teresa Ricci?
Oh, yes.
Oh my gosh. This is such a highly sought after plant.
Is it really?
Yes. People are always asking about that plant. And I'm like, we don't have any more.
I don't even remember what it looks like. I just was like, ooh.
She's very spotty. She's pretty.
Is it like green and pink?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's pretty.
I was like, ooh, it's almost
Take care
Christina
of her.
Ricci.
Yes.
Oh.
I love it.
They should do Teresa Ricci and then like cultivar
Christina. I love it.
This one is really cool. This is all of those words.
Ooh. I love Walkeriana. That's awesome. That's a lot.
It's a very, very beautiful, like perfectly periwinkle blossom. It's just gorgeous. I can't wait for it to bloom again. It's looking really nice right now. It looked not so great probably about 2-3 weeks ago. I hadn't been watering it enough, and it's in lava rock, and it's been so dry this season. Normally it's like a torrential downpour every day.
Yes.
But has not been that this season. Hopefully it'll start next week.
Oh.
So typically with all my plants that are in lava rock who need a little extra water, the water kind of pours off the roof that doesn't make it into the gutter, and so they kind of catch the overflow. So that's why a lot of my lava rock stuff is on the 3rd tier, and then I kind of work them up from there.
That's smart.
Anything that needs a lot of water control, like my little seedlings or anything in moss, I keep further up to the top.
That makes sense. You understand the watering requirements, and I love that.
I mean, they're an investment. They only appreciate in value.
But like, you will not die because of me.
It will not be my fault.
It will not be my fault. I like the cow pot. It just looks like... It looks like a cow print to me when I was standing over there. That's really cool.
My mom made that.
I love that.
And
Sandy's mom. Boop, boop. Thank you for bringing Sandy into the world.
Oh my gosh.
You the real one.
So much.
She's not being paid to say that.
I'm not. I love my mom. This is, who lives in here? Rubens Verde Lime Sherbet.
Ooh.
Huge, insanely huge. Bigger than the Denard. Green, pointy flower. Like light chartreuse color. Similar to the Digbayana.
Ooh.
But very solid. Not much fragrance, but the flower was just really weird. And this was actually on the sale table, I think, at Palmer. And it was such a big plant. I had no idea what the flower looked like. I was like, hey, that looks like it won't die. I could probably grow that.
I got this. We like a deal.
Yeah, we love a deal.
Yeah, Palmer's has the $10 tent, and that's where people get crazy. It's like Black Friday for orchids.
Yeah, it's I'm usually a vendor there with my pottery. And usually I don't really make any money. I just kind of trade because I buy plants.
Yes.
The entire time I'm there. If I'm not at my booth, I'm 100% looking at plants.
Oh, yes. Yes. She's fluttering around, and I know when they bring the cool stuff out, I'm like, where's Sandy at? Okay, that's where the cool stuff is. Paging. I love this.
This is Indigo Mist crossed with Mossier.
And where'd you get this one?
I got that from Artstone Orchids in St. Pete.
That's awesome. Mike and Paula, y'all are amazing. They have really cool stuff. And they have really cool, like, stonework. Like,
Yes.
have you, like, it's amazing.
I had to not allow myself to go over there because I absolutely would fill my entire yard with gnomes.
Yes.
Or other freaky things.
They have to guard the orchids.
They need another guardian besides me. I can't be on duty all the time.
Exactly.
So I have 2 Cattleya Atlantas because I just love her. If you love blue orchids, highly recommend the Cattleya Atlanta. It is... The first time one of these bloomed, it was like a denim blue, like straight up Wrangler blue denim. It was so beautiful. But it only had 2 flowers. The second time it bloomed, it gave me 8 or 9 flowers, and the color was a lot lighter that time, but I don't know what changed. Maybe there's just not enough ink in the printer for that many flowers. I don't know.
I love that. Yeah, she's really pretty, and not to be confused with Cattleya Anta.
Yes.
Because let me tell you, when you're like tagging those things in a nursery and you're like, okay, we have Atlanta and we have Anta, and they're completely different. Completely different. Yeah.
Yeah. And if they're right next to each other, which they are.
Freak out. That's when you got to know how to read, people. Know how to read your tags.
Giga Cerealia. I'm very excited to see her. She's got 3 new pseudobulbs coming.
I love that. Oh, and you use the metal tags too. Yes.
You gave me that tag.
Okay, well there you go.
I'm not gonna get rid of it.
The metal tags are great, you guys. I think we've talked about it before, but your stuff won't wear off. You just impress it with a pen or a pencil, and it's there for life, y'all. Unless the wind takes it magically, because we have hurricanes here.
She's tied on.
She's good.
She's tied on.
She's secure.
I will not lose it. Man, I wish there were more flowers.
That's okay. Well, we already are stressing because of the summer heat already, so.
Yes. It's supposed to start raining next week.
We're gonna do the rain dance right now.
Hope. Amethyst glossa, Borgiana cerulean. Atlanta, Dendrobium samurai. This is supposed to be Cypheri. I haven't seen it bloom yet. It was a really weird situation with this plant. The same person I bought the Labiata cerulean from, she is like frequently looking on Facebook to see, you know, who's selling, who's buying. She buys from a lot of other growers because usually those are the people that have the really weird stuff and they're just tired of it.
Yeah.
But someone had passed away and they had this huge orchid collection. And the people who inherited the home, I guess they didn't want to take care of them or didn't know what they were. But there was like 30 of them. There's just a lot of plants to suddenly have to take care of.
Oh my gosh.
And she got all of them. I have a picture of the inside of her car full of Cattleyas. It was incredible. And she gifted me this one, and it seemed like all 30 of the plants were the same plant, so it probably was just divisions of the same plant over and over again that this person had.
Dude, it looked so happy. Like, look at that root growth.
Yeah, I should probably put that in a new pot, but I just have not.
Hey, she looked happy.
Hopefully it'll bloom by fall. We've got some, well, it's a bifoliate, so that's a new leaf, but we do have a sheath over here. Oh! There's a bud inside.
Stop it right now. Ooh! See, we were talking about you. We were talking, and you were like, listen.
She heard us.
Oh! We'll be back for the bloom report.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Ooh, it looks like, I don't know. I won't open the sheath. I really want to, but I won't do it.
Don't do it. Don't be. Are you one of those people? Do you open the sheath prematurely?
Maybe sometimes.
Bad girl.
Maybe sometimes.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, bifoliates are tricky. They are very, very specific when it comes to repotting. They will sulk, and they will be mad at you if you do not repot at the right time. So, but obviously we've got new growth with new roots. So if you wanted to, you could, but now you can't because bam.
Yeah.
Oh, delicate balance. I
mean, honestly, I don't think I would even take it out of that pot. I would just get a basket or a bigger pot and just drop it in there.
Yes.
Because
because it looks like there's hydrogen in there, right? Yeah.
What now?
The hydrogen, the clay balls.
Oh.
That's not going to break down. So you can do that. Absolutely.
Ludomaniana cerulean. I have 2 of these.
We love some ludes.
She's very white with a very faint cream in the throat, and then a very beautiful, you know, classic blue flush on the lip.
I love how ruffly she is too on that flower. I love that.
But the shape on this one is so different because my other Lutemania Cerulean, she's very like pink. And the shape is like so beautiful. It almost looks like wings coming out. But I love both of them. I do not favor one over the other.
We have to have the regular Lutemania because Tristan's obsessed with pink. So yeah, I'm like, I want this Cerulean. I want something cool because I like pink, but I'm like, I'm not gravitating towards pink flowers like he is. So I'm like, ooh, I like the blue. And oh my gosh, when the greenhouse was full of them, blooming all on one bench. Ooh, girl, it was good.
He's lucky that his favorite color of orchid is pink because there's so many. There's
a lot. There's so many. I feel like if you've seen one pink Cattleya, you've seen them all type of a thing.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I'm so boring when it comes to pink Cattleyas. I'm like, it's pink Cattleya, great. But then if it smells real good, yes. Now, is this the Laelia we were like waiting to see?
Yes.
Yes.
That is Laelia Colorful.
Oh my gosh. I love that. This one was so pretty, you guys, and like my picture of you in my phone is you sitting with this plant. Just waiting for it. Like it was in spike and it just had these tall, huge spikes everywhere. Like as you can see.
Look.
So many.
Somebody hatched.
Oh my gosh. That is so cool. I love that. I love it. This one was really awesome.
I can give you some of it if you want. It's about to grow out of its pot.
I mean, I'm not gonna say no.
I've never seen another one. That's the only one I've ever seen.
It was really cool. I'm glad you uploaded a picture to Orchid Roots.
Me too.
Like,
I'm obsessed with orchids.
I like see crosses and I get so excited to see like, oh, that would be a really cool plant. And then you're like, did nobody upload pictures because it's ugly? Like,
is it ugly?
Is it ugly? And then you're like, surprise! It's pretty.
I caught the ugly.
I caught the ugly. This is a really cool setup. I think you did a phenomenal job with this.
Thank you.
This is great. I love it.
My Vandas are not very exciting. Some of them are spiking, but no flowers.
It's all right. I feel like Vandas are really... They say they're easy, which they are, but when you're doing the orchid shuffle and you have all this potted stuff you got to move inside, the potted plants take precedence over the Vandas.
Yeah. Especially since if it's cold, you have to bring your Vandas in. You're like, where do I put these?
Anything below 60 is like the general rule, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't do this every day.
Pod?
Yeah. How do you move all your plants inside when it gets cold? Just one by one?
Well, that's what I used to do. I used to have like a tray, but you like a dressing tray. From,
oh
like,
yeah,
when you
yes.
And I would just load it up, bring it inside, put them in the bathroom, take it back out, fill it up again. But I had a lot less plants at that point.
Yeah.
Now I actually have like a little pop-up greenhouse, and I put it here so it doesn't get too much sun. We don't want to repeat the microwave situation.
No.
And I have seedling heat mats that I keep in there to keep the heat in when it drops down to like 30 and 40 degrees at night. And it really did help. I didn't lose a single plant to cold damage.
Dude, those seedling mats are amazing because people who are up north in the United States and they're trying to grow indoors and they're trying to mimic like the spring and summer growing months so the days are longer, those mats help a lot with growing your plants. Like it is the trick you need for real. So that was really smart when you told me you were doing that. And then I saw that you were plugging it outside with a non-waterproof electrical extension cord.
Listen.
I was like, she's gonna text me one day and her hair's gonna be spiky from being electrocuted.
We're gonna have some sauteed orchids.
Yes.
Well, nothing bad happened.
Because it was cold and raining this winter. It was terrible.
Which, like, now it's hot and there's no rain. So I'm like...
Florida, you're confused.
Girl, get it together. I also had, like, a little USB. Thank you.
Nah.
USB plug-in fan that I just kind of clipped onto the doorway so there'd be a constant breeze.
Yes.
Like the greenhouse also has flaps to open up, so it has little windows and airflow, but the fan also really helped. And that thing, I kept it on 24/7 and it did not die. It was fully plugged in. Amazing.
Yes.
I was really impressed for, you know, $8.
Put the link down below.
I will. I'll send you it.
Yes. That's awesome. Yeah, this is a nice little yard. I love it.
Thank you. I have my cacti. I love Queen of the Night cacti. This one is a lot larger than it was when I bought it.
For scale.
It has a radius now.
Yes.
I got this from Paul at Paul's Plantscapes, and it's been doing really well ever since. It has not flowered for me yet.
This is so cool.
Hopefully it will soon. It definitely has a lot of space for a lot of flowers. It gets fertilizer and water, and it gets direct sun in the late afternoon and dappled sunlight all day. It's a great plant. I love it. I just love how joyous and wiggly these guys are.
Oh my gosh, it's so bouncy.
I know. Like,
woo! I love how the leaves cascade at the bottom. That is so cool. That looks really nice.
It's like Medusa hair.
I love it. I love it. With the fence and everything. This is the piece. It's a statement piece.
I think this one is like white with some kind of like pink tendrils. I don't know what the like actual word is for them, but the picture that he sent me, it was like a white and pink flower. But this one I have seen bloom, and I'm obsessed with her. I think I got this from Saroa Orchids at Redlands last year. I went down to their nursery, and this is a very typical Queen of the Night cactus, Epiphyllum oxypetalum, and these flowers are enormous. They're literally dinner plate.
Ooh.
And they bloom for one night.
Yeah.
So usually I'll go to sleep and then set my alarm for 2:30 in the morning or 1:30, and I'll stay up and watch it open. I only got one flower last year.
Aw.
But I had never seen one bloom before, and it was so amazing.
So it was special.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. So hopefully it'll give me more flowers this year. I don't see any buds yet. But I think last year it bloomed in August. So we have a couple more months of summer left.
Yeah, not too bad.
And lots of new growth.
I love it.
Looks like somebody chomped on this one.
Uh-oh. Your cats need to...
It's too tall for cats. Sasquatch.
I'm gonna say, I was like, your cats need to do their security. They need to...
Get it together.
Need to get it together, your guard kitties.
I got another one. I recently dropped that one, so it's looking a little sorry.
That's okay.
But I can't remember if that one's white or yellow.
It'll be a surprise.
It'll be a surprise, yeah. It had one bud on it, and I moved it to get some more sun, because I thought, whoo! But you know, you're like, wow, it's flowering. I should definitely move it and completely change its conditions. Don't do that.
Don't do that. We've all done it. And if you say you haven't, you're a liar. Liar.
I have some other plants. Oh, I have a lot of species phals in my office.
Ooh! We should go see that.
I keep all them in there. That's my elephant ear. It was a volunteer from my dad's house. He has some huge ones. Like, I'm talking like actual elephant ear sized elephant
Yes.
ears.
I love them. I love how big they get. They are so cool.
So this one is looking a little sorry. My cat knocked her over, so she got some broken bits and some holes, but...
All right, this is the plant hospital corner. It's all good.
Yeah, it looks like she's making some new stuff.
That's awesome.
And it made a flower, like a couple months ago.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was that before or after it was in October?
Before.
Yeah. Okay.
Very much before.
Do we know who the culprit was?
Oh, yes. It was my cat, Bug.
Oh, Bug. But we love him,
He's a bad bug, but I love him.
That's all right. Oh my gosh, this is so cool.
Oh, we got 2 flowers.
Look how cute these are.
Just 2.
He's so purple. This is...
Magic wand.
Oh my gosh. Rhynchodenia magic wand. I love that. That is so stinking cute.
Home Depot clearance.
Shoot, yeah. We like the
I
deals.
was like, $10. It looks a little rough, but I'll take it.
Yeah, $10. I can take care of it.
Spike.
Oh my gosh!
Big
Look at all
chunky
those
one.
ants on there too. Woo!
Got another spike coming in here. She hasn't come out yet, but it's in
Ooh,
there.
she in there. Can you guys see that? Woo! That's exciting.
And this is another favorite, Vanda Lamulata Okinawa. Love her. I got that from Springwater Orchids, and it is probably one of the healthiest Vandas I've ever had. And not damaged.
That's awesome. The leaves look good.
She won second place at the award ceremony
Very nice.
for the Orchid Society show.
Ooh.
So it was really nice to been able to have preserved 2 spikes full of flowers. It probably had 30 flowers on it.
Oh my gosh.
And
That's
God,
no easy task.
believe me, it was in that little greenhouse, and I was misting it every day, checking her, making sure there was no bugs.
You have to seriously baby them even more when you're trying to present them at an Orchid Society show. It's crazy.
It is nuts that these plants that don't flower very much, and when they do flower, it's not for a very long time. And if you're gonna take it somewhere where it has to do things,
Yeah. Have orchids will travel. It's stressful. And then you get that ribbon and then you're like, get in the car.
get in the car.
We're going home.
Here's a pixie stick. Don't ever talk to me again. Just knock it over, throw it in the car.
Yes, we're done.
But yeah, that's
You need some more grates. You have all this space.
I have one more. I just need to hang it up.
Yes. Orchid project.
I know. I wish I had one more on top of that one, because then I could just do the 2 over on that side.
Yeah.
Too. But I have been thinking about doing it vertically right here.
That
on
would be
this
cool.
pillar. But I would have to put brackets like in the stone,
Ooh.
which
Tristan has drill bits for those.
I don't know how to do it.
Okay, well, we'll call
I
Tristan.
would need help.
Tristan is Bob the Builder. He can do it.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Because I really do not like to use the driver and the screw gun. I learned that they're different. And I don't like either one of them.
Yeah.
Particularly the driver I do not like, because I hate having to do the anchor mounts.
Mhm.
Because I feel like I have to push so hard that it never goes in straight, and then I just wreck the wall. So
Like, yeah. We're just going to stick to orchids. And,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm better at addressing these guys.
Yes. Like, somebody else do this, please. Yeah, that's why Tristan has the power tools. And if I'm ever, like, really want him to get a project done that's been, like, simmering for a little bit in the works, I just pick up his power tools and I just walk past him and he's like, where are you going? What are you doing?
those.
No. And then that's how you get your husband to get your stuff done. Do your bidding.
Rex. I love her, but 2 of those pseudobulbs are not looking so good. I need to clip those off.
Let me see.
I meant to do it earlier today, but this one is juicy.
Do you have clippers?
I do. Shall we do a live demonstration?
Heck yeah. Let's do it. I gotta show off the Phalaenopsis. You said this was green. Jeannie?
Happy green.
Happy
Yes,
green.
Happy green. The tag should be in there, I think.
MS Happy Green. Is it green? Sort of. A creamy yellow green. That makes my heart so happy, what you just did.
Sanitize my tools.
Yes.
Paging Dr. Wirt.
You're needed with patient Rex.
Scalpel.
Scalpel.
Don't touch me, I'm sterile.
Woo!
She looking kind of nasty.
The sizzle though. Nothing ever happened. Both got a Cattleya Rex divisions from Peru Flora, I think.
Yes.
And this isn't just them. It's like anything that gets imported, you guys. Those plants go through the ringer. And you just, they're gonna sulk a little bit. And then they'll recover and everything will be fine. So you gotta give a little TLC. But thankfully, it was a really good price, what we got for our Rexes. So
yes, and you don't ever see them.
I love how you put yours in lava rock. I put mine in tree fern.
There's tree fern underneath the lava rock.
Okay.
I was like, I should probably have a little moisture for her.
Yes, just to recoup. But oh my gosh, we get ours to bloom at the same time. I'm gonna be like, woohoo! Orchid mommies. Spathoglottis, the pinky, and a yellow opening up. These are so pretty. When I was like new to orchids, I've seen these all the time in the ground at places, and then I'm like, oh, that's an orchid? I never knew.
They have a little bit of sun damage. I should probably move them, but they're doing pretty good. I've got a purple one, hasn't bloomed for me yet, and then I have a bunch of different irises.
Very cool.
Another one morning bloomer. They smell really good, and then their flowers crinkle up by the end of the day.
Oh, but that's all right.
I love
this is cute.
Thank you. I love the white African iris. That one's really
good. Yes. I've seen pictures of those. Yeah, I planted those and the deer promptly ate them, so they don't work in my yard anymore. So
they're really heat tolerant.
Well, we need that here. We need that here. Oh my gosh.
Oh, this guy's getting a lot of sun. I should move him.
Oh my god, is your plant variegated or is that sun down much?
This is a crawling iris. This is how they crawl. They form little cakeys on the ends of their leaves, and this one's got two. And they'll eventually grow roots and then root themselves.
That's awesome. It says, I'm moving over here.
I started with not a whole lot of these, and now I have a lot of them. So they're pretty quick growers.
That's awesome. I love this.
These are zinnias.
I love zinnias. They are so pretty.
A bud!
My gosh. That's exciting. I love that.
My neighbors bought like 1,000 zinnia seeds. I'm like, you want some? And I was like,
oh yeah? Duh.
So I just poured like 300 seeds in here, and this is what happened.
Well, bam. Live or don't.
Live or don't.
But please live.
I don't know what color they'll be. I think they're all colors.
Normally they're like, yeah, multicolor.
They're very dramatic.
Normally see them like pinks and oranges and stuff.
They're super dramatic. They wilt every single day, and then I water them.
And then they perk back up?
The little baby cigar orchid that you guys gave me.
Oh my god!
And it grew another little stem.
That's awesome. Little baby cigar orchid!
I didn't kill it.
That's amazing.
It's doing great.
Good job. I'm proud of you.
Thank you so much. Oh, this one. Raikomaru, she's very famous. This is the red Neo, and she has the long spur, just like all the classic Neo forms, but she is like a very dark magenta. Not quite like a tomato red, kind of, I guess more like a blue-based red. But I have not seen this one in person, and I'm very excited to see it. I'm very happy that it had a spike coming in when it was brought in from Blumenensel. I'm assuming they came from Japan.
That's a long way to Florida.
It's a long way to go. And
she's happy. I'm looking at those fat roots.
Yes, she does have some big, thick chonkers.
I love it.
But yeah, those are probably some of the best Neos I've ever gotten are from them.
Blumenensel, you guys. Whoop.
Mm.
They have a Japan and a Thailand phone number.
This is also them.
Ooh. Very nice.
Huge fan. They're usually at Redlands and Tamiami, and this year they were at the Crawlsmith Spring International Festival. So I was really happy to see them there.
We went to Redlands, and was it hot?
Oh boy, it was really, really, really hot. No amount of mango lemonade could cure me.
We were trying so hard to be hydrated and like all the sunscreen, and it was terrible. And we got in the car, and I swear like my thighs stuck to my leather, and I had to like unpeel them every time we would get out. It was terrible. When you're so sweaty, it's awful. So we might be going to Tamiami next year because I hear it's air conditioned, and
it's inside.
I would do more damage if I was air conditioned.
Coherent?
Yes.
Not being baked alive?
Yes. You just see, like, all these people, like, dropping, like, at this event. It was just like, okay, heat stroke is a little too much. So I make fun of it all the time. Like, every time it gets really cold here in South Central Florida, I'm like, we need to move further south. Well, then you got to deal with the steamy oven that is Miami. So, and then you get to Cuba.
Also very hot.
It's very hot. Y'all have awesome orchids. Y'all have awesome orchids, so it would make up for it, but I just cannot. I cannot. It's hot enough here. That was Sandy's orchid collection, and we have another video coming up that's going to be really cool. You guys will not want to miss it because that's not all of her collection.
I have a little bit more.
She's got stuff that's even more in bloom in her office. That's really cool.
They're not blooming.
They're not blooming?
They're not blooming.
I've seen them bloom.
They have cool leaves.
They have really cool leaves, so it's okay. That's all right. Something.
Oh no,
right.
There are some blooms in there, but I didn't bloom them. I bought them.
Shh. Shh. I grew these.
I grew these. I gave birth to these. I'm a plant.
I am a plant. Yes, but that'll be in our next video upcoming. You will not want to miss that. We got something a little bit different in the works, but there will be flowers. There will be more orchids, but there's going to be a fun discussion coming up in the next video. But thank you so much to Sandy for hosting and just showing your babies. It's so cool to see how stuff is grown in other people's homes, and she's got stuff that I don't. And Tristan, like when he first met you, he was just like, this girl, she likes the good stuff. Because you just meet people at the nursery and you're like either getting them the basic orchids, which is fine because we all started with basic orchids. But then you like meet these people who are like, have top tier champagne taste in plants. Sandy. And we're just like, oh, let me help you find this in the greenhouse, because you have to go searching through the benches for stuff instead of it being like right off the sidewalk. So it's just like, oh, let me hunt this for you. Do you like this? Do you like this? It's so much fun. You get excited about stuff. So oh my gosh. But thank you so much for being in this video. And if you liked her collection and were interested in more about her plants, drop a comment down below. And if you have any questions for Sandy, I'll make sure she gets them, but leave a comment, show her some love. And if you're able to go to the Palmer Orchids open house, which will be the weekend before Thanksgiving coming up, November will be here before you know it. Come check her out. Are you going to be at any shows before then?
No, it's too hot.
It's too hot. It's too hot. It's too hot. So come check out her booth, say hi to her mom, and her brother. They're awesome. They're always so much fun, and they got cool pots. Like, my orchids are thriving in them, so check her out, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye! This is Bug. He's sleeping. He's the best bug that ever was.
And he's the orchid muncher.
He's the orchid muncher, the orchid thief.
Yeah, the real orchid thief.